best headline reads, Mazz, Bill Belichick's coaching tree kind of sucks. Normally, you don't want credit or blame the author for the headline because they don't write the headlines. Except in this case, I sort of wonder, did you write the headline?
Yep.
I think you added an extra word, too.
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I know. When I posted it, I went, well, this is a little sort of out of my jurisdiction, but I'm going to do it anyway.
Well, no, I think I thought I said kind of. Bill Belichick's coaching tree kind of sucks. That's the headline.
Yep, that is. Yep. I gave it some thought, and I said, that's what we're going with. Because it does. It kind of sucks. It doesn't completely suck, because there were a couple people on there that you would say, well, he wasn't a bad head coach like Bill O'Brien. He wasn't a train wreck. He was 7 years in Houston. Brian Flores, not a train wreck, I would argue. A lot of the other guys are train wrecks. Some disasters in there, and there are questions, and some people in the history that whether or not you can really count them, Romeo Crennel, Charlie Weiss, they're more Parcells guys than they are Belichick guys. But with regard to McDaniels, I saw it this morning, too. I was surprised. I thought it was a little early. I don't know how you feel about it. So I wouldn't have pulled the trigger quite yet if I were them.
Oh, I think it's a sign of a clown organization.
Okay, but I would also say this, that it's one thing to say guys leave here and try to be Bill, and that's the mistake they always make, and we've talked about that a million times. But when it's your second job, it's on you. Like, you should have known what you screwed up the first time by then. So, again, I think the trigger was quick, but I put it on McDaniels.
I mean, that game, though, Monday night, it felt like the type of game that gets guys fired. That's why I said yesterday, as part of 10 questions, how do you fix this if you're the Raiders? Fire everybody. They did just that. They pretty much fired everybody. They benched the quarterback as well. And for a guy that's supposedly an offensive guru, they're a disjointed mess. It's just, he, above anybody else, I think, is proof that Brady made him.
So I don't know if this is what Jim meant, but I would take out the word kind of. I think Bill Belichick's coaching tree is atrocious.
Oh, yeah, this is what I meant, yeah.
Okay, so I'm sorry. I misunderstood. Take out the word kind of.
Yeah.
I think it's a disgrace, his coaching tree. I think his coaching tree, if you want to ding his reputation, ding his legacy, number one is what he's done without Brady, which is nothing. And number two, I'm sorry, it's not like the cheating stuff. Number two is that his methods have never worked. Not even for him without Brady. So, this thing about, you just mentioned it, because that was the narrative. And that was sort of the default thing that you would say about his former assistants. They tried to be Bill. You know what? I'm done with that. I don't think that that's it anymore. I don't. I think they just suck without Brady. Just like Belichick sucks without Brady. I don't think, and I used to believe that too, that they went in, a hard ass and tried to be Belichick and no one can be Belichick and that was a big part of the problem. Nonsense. That's not it anymore. They're just not any good. Patricia's not any good. Eric Mangini's not any good. This guy as a head coach isn't any good. Joe Patricia, I see I've now conflated the two.
As well you should.
Like a Frankenstein monster.
Joe Judge is a dope, no matter who he tries to be. Forget about it. The only guys that have any modicum of success, again, I don't really feel like Belichick guys to me. O'Brien doesn't feel like a Belichick guy to me, nor does Flores, and I don't put Vrabel as a Belichick guy.
Dayball, too.
So Dayball, too. Right. He went elsewhere and made his bones elsewhere. So it's the Belichick guys just suck. Just like Belichick kind of sucks without Brady, no matter who they're trying to be. No, I think to me, this is a huge hit to Bill's legacy. Second only to his record without Brady. His record without Brady is damning. And I put this right next to this on the list. I put it right there. Because if his methods were so effective and if he had the answers, some of these guys would take those answers elsewhere.
Or any of them.
And produce. And none of them have produced. And it is, thanks to Boston Sports and for our buddy John, put some of them together. Bill O'Brien was by far the best. His career record as an NFL head coach is 52-48, 4 games over 500, and that's by far the best. Brian Flores, who we like to credit with having half a clue, was a losing coach, 24-25. Eric Mangini between the Jets and Cleveland was 33 and 47. Josh McDaniels in his 2 stints, 20 and 33, 377 winning percentage.
It's horrid.
Romeo Crennel, who I'm sorry, got his head coaching jobs based on what he did here with the Patriots, not with the Giants. We'll include it. Has a 337 winning percentage. Matt Patricia has a 314 winning percentage. Joe Judge, 10 and 23, a 303 losing percentage.
I think he went 3 and 14 in his last 17 games.
303 winning percentage, I should say, but you know what I mean. Overall, that group, 184, 268, and 1 for a 407 winning percentage. I mean, you think that Bill would back into one guy. He hasn't backed into one single guy. Even Nick Saban at the NFL level, 15 and 17, losing record as an NFL coach. If you want to include the Cleveland thing, which Bill does. See, I know this is important to Bill because that whole Cleveland special on NFL Network. He pumped up that staff, and the whole point of that special was to show you the Patriot way, its first incarnation of it in Cleveland. Look at all these guys that went on to do great things. That was a huge part of that Cleveland 95 NFL Network special. So this is very important to Belichick. And they all suck. Jim Schwartz was another assistant in Cleveland. He was a particular brand of suck as an NFL head coach. 29 and 51, a 363 winning percentage.
Wow. That was Detroit, right?
And wasn't he somewhere else? Was it Detroit and somewhere else?
You know, I thought he'd get another crack somewhere else too. I'll look that up.
But even if it's just Detroit, 29 and 51, 363 winning percentage.
But that guy's a great example of, buddy, you're just a coordinator, and he's a good coordinator, but shouldn't have been a head coach.
Even Brian Daboll, who we say has had some success, losing NFL head coach, 11, 13, and 1. The only guy who's, I think, been truly a good top-end NFL coach is Mike Vrabel, and I don't give him to Bill. He was never on Bill's coaching staff. He was just a player.
I don't give him credit for Vrabel either.
Vrabel was an assistant coach at Ohio State. He was an assistant coach in Houston with the Texans and Bill O'Brien. He was never on Belichick's coaching staff. He's not part of Belichick's coaching tree. Nope. You don't get Mike Vrabel, Bill. But I think Vrabel has been a high-end NFL coach. 51 and 38. He has 3 playoff appearances in 5 full years. This is his 6th. He's got the team back at 3 and 4, sort of always in it. I like Vrabel. I think he's good. But he's not a Bill guy. Even the GMs, I love Scott Pioli to death. Did a great job here. And he wasn't horrible in Kansas City, but he had 1 run in Kansas City, and that's it. Thomas Dimitroff got a sniff there in Atlanta. Almost got there. 1 run in Atlanta. Nothing since. John Robinson, former scout there for Bill here, was Vrabel's GM in Tennessee till Vrabel fired him because he traded Brown.
A.J. Brown.
So Mike had to fire him. The Ziegler kid who just got popped in Vegas. There's only one former Patriot guy who's had any success. Can you tell me who it is? And can you tell me maybe why? Yeah.
Jason Light, Tom Brady, Tampa Bay.
Interesting.
Funny how that works.
It's funny how it all works, isn't it? Yeah. O'Brien, Flores, Mangini, McDaniels, Crennel, Patricia, Judge as NFL coaches. Nick Saban, Jim Schwartz, Brian Daboll, Pioli, Dimitroff, Robinson, Ziegler, Light. Only one name there. Only one guy won a Super Bowl. And I wonder why. Interesting.
Brady.
Isn't it interesting how it all comes full circle?
Yep.
It all comes back to one guy.
Yep.
And that guy ain't Bill. So add another one. Add another one to the list. McDaniels bites the dust. Which has me wondering, has me thinking. How many years does he have left on his contract there in Vegas, Jimmy? Do you happen to know?
I believe it's 4.5.
Holy crap.
I think he signed a 6-year, $100 million deal, something like that.
That's a lot of free for someone.
Wow.
A lot of free coaching's coming someone's way. I wonder where.
No, Washington would be a good fit.
There's only 2. He's going only 2 places, and I think we know where they are. Here,
Bill can build a whole staff without paying anybody.
Here or wherever Bill is. That's where you got a lot of free coaching coming your way with Josh McDaniels. You want him back here?